control at any given time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's give Wayne a buzz here. I might have to pull the audio down a little bit for it, but it should be okay. So I'm gonna give him a call, make sure everything's good to go, and here we go. Oh, Skype. We're using Skype, which is a magical creature. Hey, Wayne, how's it going, buddy?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Is it morning? I don't even know. I wake up half the time in the afternoon, so it's, it's whatever.
Yeah. It's morning for me, so.
The nocturnal life. So what you been up to today, man? You been having a good time so far on this fine, we're gonna call it morning?
Yeah, I think I timed my drugs just right. They're kicking in, and I'm ready to go.
I love it, man. I love it. So everybody, this is Wayne June. Of course, you know him as the voice of Darkest Dungeon. He has also done a lot of voice work in the past. Some notable H.P. Lovecraft stuff, which is really righteous. You should check it out if you haven't. So Wayne, we're gonna be doing some Darkest Dungeon in the background, and I've elected to turn the narration off tonight because I feel like I feel like that may be an issue, a little bit of an overlap. Let me actually go ahead and cut this music off over here and get this guy minimized here so it's not all in our way. And Wayne, I sent you a link to the stream, right? I think you have that. Did I send you that earlier?
Yeah, I have to. I've yet to find it, but I'll get there.
Okay, that works. Sounds good. So I guess we'll go ahead and kick this off. I'm generally pretty terrible at opens, but we've already got a couple questions lined up for you.
Good.
And actually a pretty good start one here, which I'm actually excited to hear the answer to this. So Stealth actually asked. He said, "What made you decide to get into voice work in the beginning?"
Well, typical of me, it was a decision driven by laziness. I'd been working in music for a long time, so I had a home studio thing going on where I had all the recording gear and stuff. And it was getting to the point where I really wanted to come off the road and spend some time at home. So I was interested in audiobooks, actually, is where I first discovered voiceover per se. It was in the library in, it was in the 70s, and that's 1970s. And I found an LP, vinyl album of a multicast production of Frankenstein. And so, of course, I had to have it, and I took that out of the library, and since then have just been paying attention to the audiobook world, and I went through the cassette thing, and then onto CD, and now onto downloads, and it's really a growing industry. I first started in voiceover about 1999, about 2000 perhaps. And was mainly doing commercial work. I did some training, took acting classes. I took voiceover specific classes with a really great studio, one of which is near my house. They have a branch in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm in Shelton, Connecticut. Also, they have a studio in New York. It's called Edge Studio. So anybody interested in getting into a voiceover or a narrating or a voice acting type of thing, they know their stuff, and I would highly recommend them. David Goldberg is the head honcho over there, and he's just got a great staff and a great operation. So anyway, I started in a pretty much commercial voiceover, branched out into audiobooks. Audiobooks was my real love for a long time, so I've been trying to sort of squish into that area and limit myself to that until I got involved with Red Hook Studios and got introduced to the gaming community through Darkest Dungeon. It really opened up a world for me I never knew existed, and so now my new focus is going to include gaming as well as the audiobook aspect of things.
That's an awesome story. I just love the I love like the kind of like amount of like twists and turns there, like kind of how it all like panned out. Now I know we had Chris on the show at one point, and I know he was talking about, I guess like how this is just kind of a question for me. I know he was talking about how you guys met, and I believe it was something along the lines of he had heard, I believe it was one of your audiobooks, one of the Lovecraft like audiobooks that you had done, and he was talking about how he wanted to get somebody, I think, who I guess sounded like you. But then someone, I guess, recommended, they're like, why don't we just get him? And then, like, they reached out to you, and I guess you were available, which works out because, I mean...
And I'm glad they did, because that would have been a missed opportunity for me if he hadn't. But, yeah, he first contacted me, I think it was 2007. He just wrote a very nice complimentary email saying, I've been listening to your H.P. Lovecraft stuff and really like it, and, it's creepy, and I listen to it while I'm... programming, because I guess he was, I don't know how far into the biz he was at that point, but I think he was a developer at that point or just starting, but he's a fantastic artist, and while he was doing his thing, he would listen to my H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and yeah, the way he tells it, they were talking about, let's do a trailer, and yeah, okay, so we're going to need some voice on it. Boy, I wish we could get somebody that sounds like Wayne June. Well, why don't we get him? to which I say, okay, good idea. And that's how that happened. And then the trailer turned out great. The animation in it, the music by a guy named Stuart Chatwood. Helping in the sound design is Power Up Studios, Kevin Regami and Jeff. And the trailer ended up working great. So as I understand it, they kind of decided to expand the role of narration in the game at that point, and here we are.
Yeah, which is great, because it's actually funny how that panned out, because it's like, you look at how, especially like for this community, I know we've done so much Darkest Dungeon, and like I literally cannot even imagine this game without the, like, and it's voice acting too. I know it's not like, just narration, because there are, several instances, a little bit of, it's a plot twist in the game, of course, when you kind of find out like who's who and everything like that, but I can't imagine like this game without your voice, or without like Stuart Chatwood's music, or any of those, like, yeah, I guess things that kind of all compounded into, just the final product. And you can really tell like it just had a lot of love put into it, and a lot of talent too. So
I appreciate it. I have to be quick to point out though that the writing in the script is so Lovecraftian, and having had a background and a long time love for H.P. Lovecraft, who I discovered when I was like 8 years old. I started reading his stuff. Without that script, it would be nothing. Those guys wrote the script. I think Chris was particularly instrumental in it, and he just, like I've said before, he knows all the adjectives, man. He knows he knows H.P. Lovecraft and all that weird purple prose, and he really hit it out of the park with the script. So if it wasn't for the script, I would be nothing. I would be going just like I'm doing now, So
that's okay. That's literally my life every night since this is what I do. So it's a lot of uhs and ums, because you're always like looking for the next thing there. But no, yeah, it's always really great to. And that's, I'm glad you actually brought that up about how it is very Lovecraftian, because there's a lot of games, especially in recent time, who have tried to, I think, capture Lovecraftian horror and just kind of failed. Whereas Darkest Dungeon really nailed it. So you could really tell from like a writing standpoint that Chris and anybody else who took part in the writing were big fans, because like they got it. They got the whole concept behind it. It wasn't this overblown, like kind of heavy-handed approach to it. It was, it was pretty spot on. So,
yeah, absolutely. Lovecraft historically hasn't had much luck with, people doing derivative works, movies and things like that. Although the Cthulhu mythos, which he was the inspiration for, is really pretty healthy and has been over the years. But movies haven't really done him justice, and I'll take your word for it. The games haven't done him justice until Red Hook, but they definitely hit the nail right on the head. I mean, they got him, it's been a great experience. It just came out great. This is my first video game experience with voice acting, so. Kind of happy to say I came into the genre at the top.
I would say so. I think it did. It's everything just came out great with it. Like there's like so few there's so few complaints I even have about it. Like I feel like the package as a whole was just fantastic. So
yeah, I've tracked it over the course of time, watching streamers play it and seeing how brutal and hard the game is. They probably only real complaint, and that's almost tongue in cheek, is what I've seen about it, is that it's so darn hard. However, with their Radiant update, they've addressed that somewhat so that they could give people who are perhaps a little less patient or a little more pain sensitive, give them an opportunity to experience it as well. So the Radiant update kind of I don't know, just sort of expanded the experience without taking away from anything from the original concept and idea and the original experience.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I've been a huge fan of the Radiant update so far. It's because we put in a lot of time all the way through early access and all the way up to release, and we had the pleasure of having Chris on for the night we beat the game, which was shortly after release.
Cool.
It was a great time. Yeah, it was really cool. I guess I'd say that's probably one of my favorite moments, like as a streamer, was just there's something really cool about having someone who created something get to kind of see how it all pans out there with you. When
sure,
it's
sure,
their
yeah.
Labor that they put into this thing over the past God knows how long. So I welcomed Radiant Mode a lot because we'd already put a lot of time into the game itself, and I'm really happy that they have so many options and stuff for people to kind of like make the game a bit more approachable. But at the same time, strangely enough, Radiant Mode is a bit more difficult in some aspects. So it's pretty cool.
Nothing's free in this life, Nick.
No, it's not. That's this game will definitely teach you that too, I guess, if you haven't been taught that by life already.
That's right.
So actually I had another question here from Zoltan. He said he'd like to know what books you've narrated, and if you've ever done any of Stephen King's work.
I haven't done Stephen King, but I mostly work in the horror genre, or at least the weird fiction genre. You can find anything of mine on a site called audible.com. If you're not a regular audiobook listener, it's kind of the world headquarters. They've cornered the market on audiobook downloads, and they're owned by Amazon. And it's just it's a really great way to get introduced to audiobooks if you haven't tried them yet. They have a thing where you can try it out for free, and if it turns out audiobooks aren't for me, I don't really like them, then it doesn't cost you anything. But if you do like them, like I do, you can buy almost like a book club type of membership, where you can get products that, some audiobooks, if they're long and involved, if you get a Stephen King audiobook that's, 20 or 30 hours long, the retail price on that can be pretty darn high. That can cost you some bucks.
They get audiobooks are surprisingly expensive when they're purchased by themselves.
Yeah.
I think
they've been coming down, mainly because there's just been more and more interest in the genre itself. because now you can listen to audiobooks on your phone. You can listen on your tablet. You can listen in your car. You can listen on your desktop. I mean, there's just so many ways to access it. So if you got a long drive or something, or if you're, doing housework, or if you're out in the yard or something, time that normally would, be wasted, you can experience a book, so it's great. And so instead of paying, $60 for a Stephen King audiobook, if you're new to Audible, you can get it for free with a trial. If you're a regular member, there's different plans. Like I get like 24 audiobooks a year, and they end up, costing me like less than $10 a piece. So it's it's good. It's audible.com, audible.com, and just to sort of more directly answer the question, some of the things I have on there, I did a couple of series by a great author named Jason Brandt. He's got a series called The Hunger, which has actually 3 audiobooks in it: Devoured, Consumed, and Ravaged. And what it's about is sort of like it's a weird kind of a combination of, zombies, vampires, and the Incredible Hulk. This is the end times in this series, and it's awesome. I fell in love with the series, and I'm happy he chose me to voice his work for him. He's also got another series called Asher Benson, and that's about a guy who's he's a vet from the war in the Middle East, and he comes home after a pretty hefty battle injury to his head, and he recovers and discovers he can read minds, and it's driving him crazy. So he has to drink 3 cases of beer a day to keep the voices in his head quiet. It's awesome.
I love outlandish concepts like that are just they're almost so ridiculous, like they're fun. It's crazy.
It is, and Jason Brandt sucks you in, man. I mean, if you're into horror and monster stuff, like I assume Darkest Dungeon people would have that somewhere in their wheelhouse, then Jason Brandt stuff is great. I've also done a sci-fi thing by a fairly well-known author named Alastair Reynolds. I did another book recently by a guy named Bart Hopkin. It's called Dead Ends, 3 short stories, and cheerful sounding title, Dead Ends, right? So you kind of
so cheerful.
Kind of get an idea what that's about. And, I'm working right now on kind of an epic novel. It's going to probably be the longest audiobook I've done to date. It's going to be around 20 hours finished product, and it's called The Specimen, by an author named Pete Kahle, Kahle. So look that up. Any of these books are available on Amazon, as most of them paperbacks, some of them hard copies, a lot of them on Kindle. And just look this stuff up. Even if you're just curious about investigating it, you can hear free samples and stuff on there. And
yeah, I think I was actually able to snag the link to it on the Audible links, and I was able to filter it by narrator. So I actually dropped that in our chat there. So if anybody's interested in checking any of that stuff out, we've got the link right there. Mr. Huggles just posted it again too. So,
awesome.
So we got that right there.
Yeah, be careful, because there's another narrator on Audible named June Wayne.
Oh, you're kidding?
No, thank you very much. I'm sure she hates me. People go
she
searching
probably
for...
does. She's like, God, everybody thinking I'm this guy doing Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah, they go looking for her and whatever she does. I don't know, maybe romance books or something, and then click on the name and they hear the call of Cthulhu. I'm sure she's thrilled about that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's just wonderful. I don't want to discredit the narrator themselves or the, but I could imagine it's like a like a grocery store like romance novel, and then it's just you that pops in. It's like, I don't know if this was the right thing. I feel like I'm in the wrong place.
This June chick is kind of scaring me.
Oh man. So we've got several other questions here, and I'm sorry if I'm blowing you up here, but
No problem.
let's see what we've got. So there was actually a great question from Namananza. He said a strange question for Wayne June. He says, what is the usual routine you take to prepare your voice for upcoming recording work?
Well, I get up when I wake up, and I take a shower, and I drink a Red Bull, and I go to work, and that's it. It is not the mystery, if you know what I mean.
I'm glad I've kind of adopted the Wayne June method, I guess, because I normally will wake up, take a shower, and then have a highball energy, and then I just start streaming. So I'm glad I'm apparently adopted the method.
I'm sure you know too. There's certain things you got to sort of adopt as a lifestyle. Like it helps if you don't smoke. I smoked for many years, and was fortunate enough to be successful in quitting. Eat right, get a lot of sleep, stay hydrated. Don't overdo caffeine because that can affect your voice. But I mean, just common sense things like that is how you take care of your voice. And never leave the house, and that way you'll never catch a cold.
God.
And at least
So
that works for me.
Oh man, I just love the sense of humor, man. That's fantastic. Like I'm glad we're on the same wavelength with this. That's pretty good.
Well, if you'd had my life, you'd be either laughing or crying. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah, people are yelling at me in chat right now. They're like, don't die to the little tentacles right now, because we actually just ran into a my brain's skipping a shambler, I believe. So
yeah,
we're just hanging out getting murdered by this, even though we have no right to be. Some of our people are over leveled, and there is no reason we should be losing this, but I'm somehow if you can pull it off, I'll figure out a way, right, to just completely muck the whole thing up. So yeah, I'll normally execute on that, no problem. So I guess before I get into any other questions from chat, I actually just a random question for you. So I mean, you've done a ton of lines for Darkest Dungeon, and I feel like most people would normally say, "What's your favorite?" Right? Like, what do you think is the best written or anything like that? What was your least favorite? Like, what's your least favorite line that you had to record for this? Like, which one kind of stood out to you, and you're like, God, I just don't like that line. Like, which one would that be if you had to pick one?
I don't know. That's a toughie. I had such fun doing it that I can't think of one I didn't like. And the way it came to me is I learned the story kind of as time went on, piecemeal. I didn't have any real heads up on the whole. I had a basic idea of the concept. He explained to me, of course, and saw the concept art and thought that was great and knew it was Lovecraftian. But as far as the particular words and particular lines and sort of I didn't really have a linear experience of the script. I kind of got the lines, in batches, one at a time. And what I would do is record any given line, I don't know, 5 or 6 times with different takes and different feels and different emotions, and then weed through it and say, yeah, I don't like the way I did that. No, this one sounds terrible. That doesn't sound scary. It sounds stupid. Okay, this one sounds good. And I would end up sending them 3 of almost 3 of each, so that they could choose from it. And at that point, my job ended, and they put it together. So they built the tension and they built the drama, and they knew where things were coming from and where they were going to. So I can't take any credit for that either. Not only did I not write the script, but I didn't really direct the action either. So, I have to be quick to say that, because I've gotten a lot of attention for narrating the game, and really all I did is I did what I do, and those guys made it great. So.
Well, I think that's how. I mean, that's kind of how I would view like everybody's role in it. It's like you've got different roles. You've got like the programmer, you've got lead artist, you've got all these different things. And I do feel like in any event, anybody that is humble, they'll normally just say like I did what I did. I did my job basically. But no, I think you did great. I think came out fantastic. And because I mean, the reason I asked that was there's like no moment I can think of in the game where I heard like a voice line and I was like, that ain't great. Like every single one of them was fantastic. So I was gonna see if maybe there was one that like you weren't a fan of or something like that. Just to
I can't think of one. Of God, how many lines did I even do for that? Hours and hours worth. So yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it, and if anything pops up, I'll let you know. But
that sounds good. That works then. God, there was something else I was actually going to ask you. My brain just stopped because I've put ourselves, or our party rather, into a very a very peculiar situation here. We're probably going to die, and again, we have no reason to die in this run. And we just lost a party member. There is no reason I should be failing this whatsoever. Everybody is decently overleveled for it, and so I have no clue why this has turned into just whatever it has. But no. So I guess I'll pull one of these other questions while I scramble to have this party survive. My question for Wayne is about his personal role models and who has inspired him. That's a good one.
Yeah. As far as voice people go, there's no shortage of them out there. There's plenty of great ones. One guy I remember from when I was a kid, and this is odd when I think about it, because I noticed him as a kid when I was like, in 5th grade or something, when you used to go to assembly and grade school, and they'd haul a projector out, and you'd watch a documentary or something. There's a guy called Alexander Scorby, Scourby, and he's I guess a middle-aged guy at the time, kind of grayish hair, big beard, and he just had such authority, and at the same time he had approachability in his sound. And I just loved his voice, and I used to run across him once in a while on TV. He'd do like National Geographic specials or something. And he also did the entire King James Bible, which is awesome to listen to him with this great voice, speaking in this almost Shakespearean language of the King James version is
right.
Awesome, astounding. As far as who's out there now that I like, well, two off the top of my head. They're both also deceased. One's name is Frank Muller, Muller, quite a prolific narrator for the past 30 years. I would recommend his work to anyone. I don't care what genre he narrates. Whatever he reads is great. So, he's taken me out of my comfort zone in terms of what I would usually pick to listen to, because I like, the genre. He's taken me out of that, and I don't care what he reads. I'll listen to him. He's great. I've learned a lot from listening to him. Being a narrator, it's kind of it's a fine line to tread, to try and do your job, because you want to do justice to the material. You have to change up and suit whatever it is. You have to go from being a darkest dungeon guy to being I don't know, other characters, maybe a little old man, or for that matter in audiobooks, maybe a little old woman,
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, you have to remain transparent. You don't want to take attention away from the material itself. And Frank Muller was a master at that. Also, Edward Herman, Herrmann, I believe. He's also a fine actor. He's been in a lot of movies and television, and he's got a ton of audiobooks, and he is great too. He's done some Stephen King stuff that's just he has a different sort of approach to horror than I do. So far, I've been kind of pushing towards the melodramatic, because I think horror is melodrama, but he did it in a very believable fashion. So he's great. And there's just a ton of people out there. There's a guy named Pat Fraley, Fraley, from Los Angeles, who does a lot of audiobooks, and I think he does commercial stuff too. And for that matter, I would like to check because I don't know. I think he might have done some games as well, but he's done animation and cartoons, and he's also a teacher. And anybody who's trying to learn voice acting, particularly for animation or for a cartoon type of thing, if you're serious at all about it, listen to Pat Fraley and get his stuff. If you're more on the commercial lines of it, there's another teacher named Nancy Wolfson, Wolfson. She's also from Los Angeles, and she's more, at least I think, on the commercial voiceover tip, and she's a great teacher as well. She's her business is called Brain Tracks Audio, and you can find her at braintracksaudio.com, or you can look her up on social media, Nancy Wolfson. She is an incredible teacher. Her students go far. Not a week goes by when I haven't seen her post something to say, this guy's been my student for 2 weeks, and he's got a 1-year national commercial contract, and and those things are big dough. So she knows what she's doing. She's got her finger on the pulse of the industry, and so that's my recommendations in terms of who's out there in the narrating world.
Very cool. Wayne, I'm really impressed by the attention to detail in your answers is incredible. Like you've got like
I told you my drugs are kicking in, man. I got
that's
4
good.
Red Bulls
Stay
here.
on them. That's awesome. Like it's great. Like I just feel like I feel like people are getting like the most like well thought out answer of all time, and it's awesome. Like it's fantastic.
And they're sitting there going,
No, it's trust me. If they can make it through my streams, they can absolutely listen to you. I promise, because I can get rather boring sometimes too. So actually, we had a donation earlier that had a pretty funny message in it. So we have a recurring joke here. We tend to make fun of like premium styled services quite often. So Namananza actually said here, he said, let's start this night off right with the Bitterbits Wayne June Prime Q&A experience, available for only 99 cents, this stream only. And he says, jokes aside, thanks for bringing so much more character and personality into an already fantastic game. So that one was directed at you there. So that's...
thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with him too. I think it just added so much to it. And again, like some people at first, I remember in some of the reviews, people were like, I don't know how I feel about the narrator, and I remember thinking, I was like, God, I just feel like it's such an awesome thing, like it's it just added so much to it, and because other games have done that before, where they've had types of narration. There was a game called Bastion that did it, which was very cool, and I think you would appreciate a lot of what they did. There was a game called Transistor.
I've heard of Bastion. A lot of kind things said about it.
Very.
I
neat
definitely
game.
have that on my list of things to listen to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely check out maybe somebody playing through it one time, and you can listen to the narrator there. The guy does a great job. I can't remember his name though. And we actually, what we normally do during streams is we do these little like giveaway things where whenever I add a new party member to the team, it's we do like a little random roll for it. So I'm gonna do that real quick here. We're gonna see who gets to be our new occultist. So let's find out. Dark Flare Fox. Dark Flare, do you already have a character? You might. I'm not entirely sure. I have so many people in this party. It's unreal. The Hamlet is packed full. It's starting to look like New York City. You did not. Congratulations, Dark Flare. Welcome to the team, man. Hope you're ready to get killed brutally, because apparently I can't play for shit tonight. So that's gonna be. So prepare to go down in a blaze of glory. Let me see here if we have any other questions. So now I know as far as like the processing for the vocals and everything like that. I know you record the raw. Do you normally do? Now this is specifically for Darkest Dungeon itself. Do you record the raw and then I guess send it over to the dudes at Power Up Audio, or do you do some of the processing yourself?
No, I just make sure they get a clean file that's hot enough, that's kind of noise free and problem free, and all the effects and the processing and everything. That's purely from the mind of Jeff Tangsock and Kevin Regamy, and whoever else they got working on things over there. Power Up Audio, and they are as much a contributor to the narration sounding good as I am. So
yeah, I know that. I believe they won they were either nominated or they actually won a couple awards recently when they went to I think it was either GDC or one of the events. I can't remember what it was, but I remember just seeing their name pop up, and I was super happy to see that because I know they've. I think anyone that touched audio on Darkest Dungeon, you know, whether it be you, Power Up Audio, Stuart Chatwood, the whole experience just itself is just incredible. All right, Mediocre Burrito, take it easy, man. But yeah, the whole experience itself is just, it's fantastic. Like I can't imagine any component without like the other now. So, but yeah, it's pretty wild. Let's see if I actually have another question here. Let's see. We have one from Soki who asked, "I'd like to know what was Wayne's most embarrassing voice acting moment, and what was your best moment in voice acting?"
Let me see. Well, as far as embarrassing goes, I was doing a session once outside of my own studio, which I don't normally do. I'm a control freak, and I like to have 100% control of anything that goes out. And if someone takes it and makes it better after that, that's great. But in terms of like, I don't want to let anything out of my studio with my name on it that isn't in a semi finished or at least clean raw form. And I was at this studio, I think it was in Rhode Island, and I was doing voices for, I think it was a children's book that you open up the pages and they have little things built in with sound files in them, little chips or something. So I was doing a voice of, I don't know, a bear or something, and one of those things. And on my way up, it had to be there like at 10 in the morning, 2-hour drive. So I get up there and we're going through it and doing the thing, and I'm in the booth. And on the way up, I had stopped at Dunkin' Donuts because I hadn't had anything to eat, and I still didn't eat. I just, grabbed a giant cup of caffeine and went in and did it. And I was in the booth for about 10 minutes, and my stomach started going. And every time, I swear, I would stop and go, "Okay, sorry about that," and I would stop. Nothing. Silence. The second I opened my mouth to say anything, it was like, "Oh, well, hey, kids." And there goes my stomach again. And I'm like, it's the first time I met these guys. I walk in the studio, "Hi, I'm Wayne Jr. Oh, thank you very much." And we're doing their thing. And it's like, I have to be like, "Oh, sorry, man. That's my Dunkachino kicking in. Sorry." So it was a hell session.
Oh, man. That's... I feel like I understand that feeling. It's like I love anytime like a first impression just goes just out the window from God knows whatever it is. It's just
there was no redeeming me after that.
No, it's one of those things also that's like funny. It's funny like later, but it's never funny in the moment because you're just like, oh God, I can't believe like this is. I know this is going down right now. So
it would have been a lot funnier if it happened to you, I think, but rather than me, that is.
No, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if it's as long as it's not happening to you, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love your reference to your coffee or whatever it was. It's just straight caffeine. It's not actually wasn't coffee or whatever it was. Just pure caffeine.
Yeah, that's all you need. If you can get rid of the coffee aspect of it, it'd be great.
Yeah, they could have always just pitched it as like a. They could have just left those sounds in there and been like, I think it was Vagrant in chat. He says, just straight eldritch stomach noises. He's like, just make the bear, possessed by. It's fine. Don't worry, but just run with it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's just sort of, write it in. It's,
don't focus on it too much. Just run with it. I think we had another. Oh, I'm sorry. There was actually a second part of that question, wasn't it? It was your favorite moment, I think, in voice acting.
Oh, okay. I've had a lot because I've been lucky in getting pretty much material that appeals to me. And anytime I'm properly cast, I feel like I'm doing the best I can, and it's coming out satisfactorily. Then I'm having a good time. But particularly rewarding experience that I had was when I first started out. I live about a half hour from New Haven, Connecticut, and they have a studio there called Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic. And you go in there and you sit in a booth and they hand you some reading material and you record it. And this was like, I don't know, in about 1998, 99, 2000, around there. And I was going in once or twice a week and they would hand you anything. You know, you never knew what you were going to get. I read poems, I read novels, I read magazine articles, I read newspapers, whatever is in printed form. You know, it's a service that they provide for people who are challenged visually, and this is how they connect with what we normally read. So I recorded a microwave manual once. How to use your new microwave, and I just found that was great. And number one, it was great training because I was, for the most part, self-directed. I had to interpret the material and try and figure out what the author was meaning to say, how he wanted it said, and basically representing, whoever wrote the thing. So, you had to kind of change up your attitude depending on what material you got, and that was great. It was great experience and great training, and it was kind of giving back, so I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah, that's actually, it's simultaneously like something that's really awesome, and then as chat's pointing out here, they're saying some dude got to hear this man tell him how to use a microwave oven to open the gates of hell. I do love that concept of just like based off of some of your other work. You just look at that, it's like, man, I need to find this microwave, and I also need to find this instructional on it because we're going places with this. This is we're taking this microwave to the moon apparently.
Put your dinner into the microwave and slit the plastic on the top. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, this has been fantastic, Wayne. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we've had you on so far. This is great.
I could go south at any second, so don't get your hopes up.
Just dive bomb it. It's okay. Yep. This stream normally goes south pretty much immediately, so you're fine. You do what you need to do. It's all good. I promise. I promise nobody will be shocked based off of my typical crappy humor or anything like that. So I guarantee I have set the bar so low that you can make anything perfect. They will think
I love you, man.
I make sure to put the bar real low. So I love this. Softly, gently hit read. God. Oh Jesus!
Slowly, gently. That is how a microwave cooks meatloaf.
It was nothing like that in reality.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure you adapted to just whatever the thing called for. I actually feel like that would be so funny to hear a mod for Darkest Dungeon where it's just all replaced with microwave instructionals from you. Just like fucking haphazardly processed. I mean, it's like we tossed a compressor on it, we just threw a limiter, whatever. Here you go. Like it's just basic processing chucked into the game, and it's like you get a critical strike, and it's just like something about a microwave. It's it's something about removing the glass pane in the front or something. It's like, oh, that's great. I love it. There you go.
That would work for me.
God, it'd be fantastic. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna shoot Chris an email. But can we get an alt version of this game? Can I get the true version? Oh, looks like Deceiver. Oh my God, Deceiver, what are you doing? Deceiver donated $25. Damn, man. Oh, holy guacamole. So not only did we get to hear Wayne say "whoa" on top of Wayne saying "truly this is the dankest dungeon," so that's some meta shit right there. First off, Deceiver said, "Can I just say that I love this man? That is all. Hippity hoppity, here comes the boppity. Thank you, Deceiver, for throwing in that shitty joke from like a week ago. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, like I said, Wayne, I feel like most of the people in this community are just absolutely you have become a legend amongst us. So this is definitely fantastic to
like
probably be able to...
like Bigfoot or something.
No, not quite Bigfoot level. More like, I don't know, man. You're the icon of Darkest Dungeon.
The Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster. I feel like the Loch Ness Monster might be cooler than Bigfoot for some reason. I don't know why I get that vibe, but
okay.
I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like Nessie would just have a lot more to say than Bigfoot. I mean, Bigfoot just hangs out in the trees all day. I mean, Loch Ness Monster lives underwater, and you know the kind of crazy shit that goes down there. So.
Oh, absolutely. But both of them I have to admire for the way they just normally avoid contact with human beings. You know.
Yeah, I appreciate their dedication to their craft.
Yeah.
It's amazing how well they're able to just stay in the darkness there. I don't know how they keep pulling it off, but boy, do they do it. All these mythical creatures. 100 in a box. Thank you for the 3-month resub, man. He says 3 months with Wayne June, baby. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think. I derailed so bad there for a second. I was gonna bring up something, but the microwave. I think the microwave caught me off guard. That was a little bit too good. I think okay. I think Mr. Uncles here has a question. He says, considering your work with and oh, hang on. I'm sorry. This is a little bit strangely worded. Like something to the
smoke weed every day.
Gosh dang, Ninja Steez with the $10. Loch Ness Bigfoot. I can get behind that, dude. That's an amalgamation that I would not want to see. I don't need an aquatic like bipedal monkey thing. Just I don't need that. But thank you, Ninja, for the $10. That's I don't know. We already have enough stupid shit going on in America. We don't need anything else. Don't give him any ideas, is what I'm saying, Ninja. Let's not do that. He said, okay. So considering your work with H.P. Lovecraft material, were there any moments you can think of in life that helped to push you toward that style of horror?
Well, I discovered H.P. Lovecraft when I was a kid, actually. My dad was really into science fiction and horror type stuff, and I kind of picked up that from him, and I would read all his paperbacks and stuff, and watch Twilight Zone on TV and Outer Limits and all these shows. And so I read some H.P. Lovecraft stuff when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old.
Good
and
Lord.
Some of it, scared the heck out of me. Really scared the hell out of me. And I think that was just the joyful experience of being scared out of your wits. It kind of, I guess it kind of hit me like, implanted that seed of I want to do that to people. I just want to be creepy to people. I want to scare them. So
that's so good.
I just I appreciated Lovecraft's dark, hopeless view of the universe, so that kind of it kind of resonated with me, the uncaring, dreadful void, something about that, shocked that sensibility into my personality when I was 8 years old.
It's a good start right there. Started off on Lovecraft and horror, which I do like. I like Lovecraft myself. It is funny though to actually some of his work is a bit exhausting. He wasn't actually the greatest writer, but I think his true hallmark and his mark on just I guess horror in general was how unique it was, especially for the time. He really caught a lot of people off guard with it, because it was just like you said, it was this hopeless, just insurmountable horror, just unfathomable, darkness out there, like it just things that you can't even comprehend, and that was intended to be the scary part about it. And that's what we were talking about that a little bit earlier, about how certain people just miss the mark completely on it, and they think it's all about crazy space demons and aquatic monsters, and that's not really what it's about. It's about the just this unconquerable entity that is just beyond your fathoming, and that was such a unique concept at the time.
And it has such terrific power and doesn't care about you at all. You know, it's like, oh man.
It's like, oh man, that sucks.
Chris nailed it, I think, with the one line in particular. Is probably my favorite line, which is, you may know it better than I do. I remember it as, this man knows that existence and existence and pain are the same thing, or something
or one
like
and
that.
the same, or so. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember what the second thing is. It's existence and shoot, man, I can't. Why can't I not remember this?
But it's something horrible. You know, it's existence and something horrible. I'm going to try and look it up while we're talking here and see if I can find it.
Oh, it's the recruitment sound for the leper. It's this man understands that existence and adversity are one and the same.
There you go. Thank you.
That's a great one. God, I love that. I can't I'm gonna say that to like any line you bring up. I'm gonna be like, God, that's my favorite. You know, like it's gonna be, like, because like all of them are just, they resonate so well. Because I mean, this Darkest Dungeon came at a very kind of important time in my life. This is around the time I was kind of getting ready to quit my normal job, as it were, and move into content creation full time. So I actually have Darkest Dungeon to thank, I think, for helping us get partnered, because we had a lot of consistent viewership at the time, which I think stood out to Twitch and things like that. So, you know, that was was very helpful in that. So it's like the game's very important to me as a whole. So like any quote you hit me with, I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite, man. I love it. I guess it's so damn good. You know, it's like, just because the amount of time spent playing it and everything like that, and just the memories around it are really great. So, but yeah,
I think it's on sale at where.
Oh, it's available. Like, it's available in so many places now. They've got it on the, you know, they recently did the PlayStation 4 version, so it's on Sony's store there for the PlayStation store or whatever. It's on Steam. It's on, I think they sell it through Twitch now too. It's crazy, man. They've got it just all over the place.
I think they're sort of celebrating a some sort of landmark that has to do with, I don't know, mods or something. I know less about
yeah, so Steam has it's a gaming client that allows you to download different titles digitally and kind of categorizes them in your own personal library, and it's got a lot of community-oriented features. So I think they are christening the release of what is called Steam Workshop.
Right.
And Steam Workshop is basically like have the ability to create mods and things like that, and change out like character palettes or change difficulty options or this or that. So it's got a lot of neat things you can do with the game now to kind of make it your own or change some stuff about it if you want.
Yeah. Get rid of the narrator.
Yeah, he's terrible. I'm tired of him. I've had enough of it. No, I actually did disable it in the game. This is the first time I've ever done that, because I was like, I feel like the overlay is going to be a bit too much, because people are going to be like, was Wayne doing that, or was that what's happening right now? Was that part of the answer? Did he just answer my question with overconfidence as a slow and insidious killer, or like I don't. Wayne, I'm really getting into this project, and I'm pretty happy about it. It's just like, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, and it's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just stop then. That's fine. I guess I'll just give up. That's fine. Wayne has spoken. I'm done.
Oh, never quit because of what I say. It's because it's designed to ruin your day, not your life. I just made that up.
That's good. I'm gonna bust out a little notepad here and keep some of these hot Wayne quotes for later. What I just said is designed to ruin your day, not your life. Don't carry this with you.
That's right.
Oh man, God, that's great. There are more questions piling up. Trying to get to all these. So Faulkner asks, he says, got a question for Mr. Wayne, Nick. Mr. Wayne, nice, I like that. Of all the books from Lovecraft he narrated, which was your personal favorite?
I actually haven't I haven't narrated my favorite Lovecraft story yet. Short story called, what the hell's it called? Cool Air. Yeah, it's about a guy who is who moves into this like boarding house, and he's got a weird neighbor upstairs, and who his weird neighbor upstairs apartment is always exuding weird sounds and odors and drippings through the ceiling, and he can't figure out what's going on. It turns out the guy is like your basic mad scientist type, and he well, spoiler alert, at the end of the story, he had died months or years ago, and had figured out a way to preserve his body with chemicals and frozen things. So he had to keep his apartment at like sub-zero temperatures almost, and this was like in the early 20s before they had air conditioning and stuff, so it was pretty futuristic. But that's my favorite Lovecraft story. I think that's the one I read when I was a kid. And, at the end, it turns out that the guy's been dead for years. It's just cool. I also one thing I did do was The Call of Cthulhu, which is, I don't know, it's just a H.P. Lovecraft classic, and
oh yeah,
I enjoyed that.
No, I'm sure that one's. I actually need. I've only heard a bit of it of your work that you've done in the past. I really need to go and sit down, and I actually think Audible. I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like that's probably a great place to kind of go through it, because like you were saying earlier, the audiobook market is slowly changing, and I'm glad it is, because for the longest time, I mean, you look back, and when I was younger, they were all on cassettes, and so it was, and I'm sure you remember that, and I feel like the only time you ever really saw people doing audiobooks was maybe in the car on a trip somewhere, but and then there was, of course, the move to CD, and you saw them there as well. But I do think with the digital format, it's a lot easier now to be able to play it, just due to the availability that's on certain devices, and you can listen to it in your car, you can listen to it on your computer, you can listen to it, you can cast it to a sound bar in your house and listen to it that way. Really, however you want to do it. There's so many different options. So I'm really glad that that work is definitely more consumable.
And also, a lot of the Lovecraft stuff that I did in the past, and you didn't hear this from me, is people have put it up on YouTube. So you can probably look it up. I haven't put it up on YouTube because I don't own the rights to it, but
of course,
other people have. And if you just search my name and Lovecraft on YouTube, several people have listed almost all of there were six volumes of I don't know, 3 or 4 hours each of Lovecraft stuff that's up there. So. And then, of course, if you like it so much that you have to go buy it, then I would encourage you to do that too.
Run out and do it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure some people will like it. Like I said, you are the legend in this chat, so I would not put it past them. There's probably people grabbing copies right now. So Wayne, we just hit a 64 crit in the game, which is pretty insane. How do you feel about that?
I know it hurts, and better you than me. That's my standard answer to anything bad going wrong anywhere.
Oh, well, it was one of these eldritch fish creatures, so I mean, they had whatever was coming, right?
Oh yeah,
they had it coming. just blitzed.
Oh, I thought did you receive?
Oh no, we gave that one out, and that was.
Okay. In that case, congratulations.
Congratulations. That's another one. I want to replace. We need to replace mortality clarified in a single strike with, hey, congratulations. Just in an optimistic tone.
Hey, nice shot there.
I almost feel like I need to push this pretty hard. I need to start sending emails out to the guys at Red Hook and be like, all right, can we get the alt version? Can we get the April Fool's version where it's just nothing but optimistic quotes across the board? Just ruin the tone of the game.
optimistic quotes in a Bugs Bunny voice. Yeah.
God.
That would work for me.
That would I'd love it. I would play it forever. I would never stop. Jesus. God, that's so good. Have you so there was actually a question from Sagari here. This is actually I'm glad he asked this. So there's a game called the
Smoke weed every day.
Hang on 1 second here. Deceiver, $3.50 says Wayne June is the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, Deceiver. And thank you for the $3.50. And of course the Loch Ness Monster as well. for 350. It says, "Hey man, can you hold this tree?" Thank you both for being fantastic and being awesome there. So there was actually a game that came out recently that was very, very narrator heavy, and I don't know if you heard of it. It's called the Stanley Parable.
No, it's a new one on me.
That's one you may want to look into because it's this. I don't want to say like choose your own adventure, but it's the whole concept of it is that you're this like office worker that's in a building, and the narrator slowly like dictates. It's hard to explain. He doesn't dictate what to do exactly, but he does like these kind of recommendations, and he reacts based off of what you do in the game. So if you like deviate from the path, he'll say something snarky and give you some one-liner quip. You may want to look into that. It's actually really interesting. It's kind of one of those. It's a mind fuck type deal where it's just like the whole time you're just like, what is going on here? Like, what is this?
What's it called again?
The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be one to maybe look up a little playthrough of or something like that, or watch some gameplay footage. You'd probably dig it. It's very just out there, and it's a very simple game, very simple in its concept, but it's got a it's pretty nuts.
Sounds cool.
Somebody was asking something else here that was pretty interesting. Let's see. Okay, so Standing Black actually asked, he said, I don't know if anybody's asked this yet, but if Wayne could be one hero in Darkest Dungeon, which would he be?
I don't know, boy. They all look so cool.
Yeah, they do.
I'll say this, I'm satisfied with being the one I am, because Chris did a portrait of me in the Darkest Dungeon style. Mm-hmm. And oh man, it looks really cool. I love it. So I would like to be that guy in real life.
Well, you're technically, I guess you're technically the, I guess it's your, I'm trying to remember the relation of the guy who owned the manor before you. I guess it would be your...
the Ancestor guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Ancestor. I mean, I know they don't ever, like, slap a proper, title on him, but technically you're the Ancestor. I mean...
I guess, yeah.
So, I mean, you are literally the big bad in this game, so... you've already technically got a character. Yeah. So that's pretty good. I like that.
Some of my favorite looks are like I don't know. I think the Plague Doctor is cool looking.
Oh yeah.
Trying to think what the other guy's name is. It'll come to me. Tap dance cover for me.
Tap dance, just play him out real quick. Just get a little piano ditty going on. Just pull that out. What does he look like? Like what is his general aesthetic?
He's got kind of a gray face and looks like almost like his. I don't know if his face is supposed to be armored or what. And he's got like a hood on.
Leper.
Maybe that's it.
He's kind of got like the hood, and he's got the face mask to cover his face, and he's got the big two-handed sword.
Yeah, is that who he is? Yeah. A leper.
Yeah, the leper. Yeah, he's pretty fantastic. I mean, you're right though. I mean, all the character designs they're all fantastic, and there's so many like things about them, just past their appearances that I really liked, and I had to really give it up to Chris, because they didn't go in the direction of like fantasy armor with any of this, and fantasy armor is kind of a gag amongst the gaming community, where you see like it all kind of started, I guess, back in the 80s with like you'd see like a female, knight or whatever, and she's wearing like a bikini armor top and things like that. It's just, just the ludicrous, absolutely unbelievable heat. They didn't go in that direction at all. So
you can't blame her for that though. That stuff is comfortable.
Stuff is comfortable. It won't save your life, but it is comfortable. I have my bikini armor on right now. There you go. See? Guys, it's all good. Wayne does it. We can do it. So everybody bust out your bikini armor. It's no big deal. If he can do it, we're all good, right? If he can execute. Well, actually, that's not true. You could probably execute on a lot of stuff we could not. I don't think personally I could narrate a game like this. So it's like.
Bet you'd look bitchin' in a bikini though.
I might. You never know. Speaking of that, there was actually there's been pretty much anytime we have a guest, this question gets asked, and it was actually asked by Deceiver. He said, Wayne June, can you rate Nick's beard?
It's awesome.
It's awesome. I could die. I could die now.
I've got sort of a little scrawny little goatee, and I'm a grown up man, and my sideburns never grown in, and Nick is just like he's the facial hair monster, so he gets an award. He gets an award from me.
Oh, I'm telling you, I could die now. Like I could die happy. It's good to go. I'm officially cool. Wayne June has approved the beard, so therefore anything anybody ever says in defiance of the beard shall now be just immediately ignored. And you don't even have to say anything. You just have to look at him, you cock an eyebrow, and you thrust your chin forward a little. There it is. That I like that. That's see.
Your
Not only you're a fantastic VA, you also just give the greatest life advice. Like I feel like I'll need to probably hit you up anytime a life event happens. Be like, Wayne, how do I handle this? He's like, just kill him. And it's like, oh, yeah. That's
it's sometimes the easiest answer is the best.
It's like,
it's the most
you just thrust your chin
answer.
forward at him and tell him to politely leave.
Yeah,
everything
and
will
then
be good to go.
And then kill them. So.
Then kill him. It's okay. Oh my god. I forgot. I'm all thrown off track now. So Jay Jane actually asked. She said, "Has your adult voice always sounded like this, or did you do any training at all?"
I did training in terms of mental attitude and theory and how to approach the business, so to speak. I didn't do any physical training. My voice changed when I was, I don't know, like 14, which for many years was a big problem for me at that time. You can imagine being in, 7th grade or 8th grade and calling up the girl in your homeroom because she's cute, and her mother answers the phone and you go,
"Hello, can I speak to Mary, please?"
"Nah, yeah, who the hell's calling my daughter?" So that was kind of an impediment, but after I got up to, I don't know, 18 or 19 years old, that it ceased to be a real problem. But it was probably creepy too, come to think of it. You see a little 7th grader walking around, and
"How you doing?"
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's perfect. God, I love that. It's actually funny that you like bring that up. The like calling a girl at school that you like on the phone, like at their house, their mom picking up. That's just like, it's like not even a concept today anymore. I think kids have cell phones at like the age of like 10 now, probably younger.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I remember. Like, I used to call my friends at their house, or I think my first girlfriend when I was like 13. It's, if you could really call it that, right? Because I mean, what is, you're not doing anything serious at that point. So I think I remember calling up the first time, and or like dad answered the phone. I'm like, oh god, like that pure fear. Like people don't even have to. I mean, they've got a whole new slew of problems with the online presence and everything. But I feel like that is something that's like doesn't even exist anymore. So it is interesting to hear you talk about it, because I mean that was, God, and I'm only 28. I say only. I mean, I feel dead half the time. But I look at that and I was like, it's amazing, because that was only 16 years ago. You look at something like that, and it's just amazing how much the world has changed in regards to technology and everything.
Yeah. Well, the voice actually helped me in that regard too, with the telephone, because my parents would get up in the morning, and I'd get up and get ready for school, and they'd get up and get ready for work, and they leave the house, and I'd go to the diner and have some pancakes, and about 9 o'clock I'd come back home and skip school, and the phone would ring after a while, after a couple of days, and this is Brian McMahon High School. Is Mr. June there?
Speaking.
Your son Wayne hasn't been in school in 14 days, and we're just calling to see if you're aware of that.
Oh yes, he's there. He's very sick, and he'll be in when he's better. And thank you for calling.
So that was great.
God, that's fantastic. that whole concept. Again, something I don't think kids these days will have the luxury of doing, of being able to lie to guidance counselor, whoever the hell is calling from school, because they'll just call your parents' cell phone. You can't get that. Like
shit.
you have no hope.
Shit, in those days we didn't even have caller ID. So
that's true. Yeah, I remember that was even. I remember when I was younger, that was like a new thing. It was like, oh man.
Well, I had an entire career of prank calls. I wish I'd had the foresight to have recorded them, but for years I'd be calling people up and telling them that I was a radio DJ, and they won matter of fact, I worked in this worked phone sales for a long time, and I worked in this place where it had a call director for a telephone, which means it had all the buttons on it of all the lines in the office. So I used to go into the boss's office, close the door, and we'd hang out and talk and stuff, and then we'd call a person. We had these directories too, where it's like a phone book type of thing, but instead of being listed alphabetically by name, it's listed by street. So you would look at you'd be calling Oak Street, and all the residences on Oak Street are listed instead of an alphabetical thing for the town. So we'd call up number 4 Oak Street on one line and get them talking. Hi, this is Ted Brown. I'm calling from WNBC Radio in New York. And if you can sing the Campbell Soup jingle, we will send you a free case of your favorite soup. And so then if you remember the Campbell Soup jingle, it was a commercial thing that was on every place for 30 years. Good, good. That's what Campbell soups are. Good. And then we get this guy, singing some stupid thing. Well, if we'd make a point of calling guys, or calling houses that had two phone lines in the house. So
right.
while I'm talking to this guy, somebody else punches in on another line and calls the guy's other phone, and the wife answers, hello, and they ask for him. Oh, he's on the other line right now. Can you hang on? Oh, yes. Okay. So they'd get him to hang on. And so I'd say, get him to sing the thing, and then say, is it okay if we play your voice on the radio? Oh, yeah. They'd be all excited about it. And my producer will call you back in a couple of hours and get your address, and we'll send you a free case of soup right out. Congratulations. Okay, thank you. And then he'd hang up. And then from the other line, you'd hear, honey, is somebody on the other line for you? And he'd pick up the other line, and I'd go, you didn't believe that crap, did you? And it would just totally freak him out.
Oh, my God.
Then when they finally came out with caller ID and that kind of stuff, that kind of ended my career.
I just ruined it, yeah.
Yeah, but I terrorized people when I was a kid on the phone for a long time. I had some epic episodes.
I love just the level of tomfoolery going on there. That's just,
tomfoolery.
It's the stuff of legends right there. That's that's what it's made of. No, I unfortunately don't have any amazing stories like that, because I feel like by the time I would have been like a teenage shithead, I think caller ID had probably surfaced.
Oh yeah, you'd be in jail by now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they would have probably just. Yeah, I'm sure the NSA would have found out something and had me killed or whatever. Whatever happens these days, man, in the United States. Whatever. I don't even know anymore. I've given up. Let's see. I actually. Oh Jesus.
Truly,
hang on 1 second.
This
Wayne,
is
let's see.
the dankest
Mr. Huggles donated
dungeon.
$25. He says.
All right.
He says, Wayneception. Can I commission you for some prank voicemails?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hit him up at Wayne Jude's main website here. Go and just he gets that email, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's all right. Some good voice work." It's like, I just want prank voicemails. It's like, good God, what is this? What has my life become? Like, where am I at now?
I love that kind of stuff, though. I've done stuff for people that want to do crazy answering machine message, and I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. I mean, if that's what you want to spend your money on, I'll take it. Yeah, anybody's got any ideas, just give me a shout. I'll do it.
I think I actually, when I was actually trying to reach out to you, because for some stupid reason, number one, I don't know why it took me so damn long, because I mean, this should have happened months ago. But I didn't think to ask Chris for your contact email. So I went to your website. I was like, damn, I can't find like a good like personal email. So I was like, send it to, I think it was one of like your inquiry things for your standard stuff. And then it included, like, I did that and I was like, I'm an idiot. I was like, why don't I just see if I can get his email from Chris? And he sent me a contact for you, which I thought was, I was like, God, I'm dumb, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I forgot that.
Yeah, I got to apologize for that. I haven't paid attention to my website in, God, I don't know, fucking 10 years or more. I built that website in like 1999. And then as time went on, social media got more and more of its roots laid down. So, my primary contact with people is, any place social media, YouTube, Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere and everywhere. And I just let my website age. So it must be on there somewhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I don't even blame you, to be completely honest. I feel like if you did go back to it, it'd probably just be, I'd go through like some maybe third-party host and have somebody design it for you. There's probably people who would design your website.
Absolutely. I'm still on like HTML 2.0 or some shit. So
definitely time, yeah. But no, I actually I forgot what I was gonna say about the website thing. But no, I love. There was an old video that I did. It was an absolutely insane story. It's probably one of the craziest moments of my life. Where it all involved literally just me going out to pick up a pizza at Pizza Hut. That's all it was. But the hijinks that ensued at the restaurant were just horrific. I mean, it was like the greatest cascade of failure of all time. Like I've never seen employees fail on such a level. I've never seen just general human beings who were in the restaurant with me fail on that level. Like it was impressive stuff. And so that's what people are talking about in chat. Is they're talking about the Pizza Hut story. Which conveniently enough, I actually told the story on when we were playing Darkest Dungeon. I'll have to maybe let you hear it at some point. The gist of it was that I actually went in to get a pizza, and I placed it ahead of time, and there was an Indian man and his wife that were there with their children, I guess having some type of dispute with whoever was at the counter, who just seemed completely disinterested. And it was just this exchange of like, he was saying something about how she had like dishonored them because like something, it just unbelievable, and it kept going downhill.
What do you mean you will not put curry on my pizza?
Well, it was close because it was more along the lines of like, apparently he thought that she said they were going to get a free pizza, and then like they didn't, or so. I don't even know like what the context was, but then there was an African American woman who came in after me, so we're both waiting there. And the trigger that really blew it all out of the water, I mean, first off, I don't know where management was. It was just this one woman at the counter just dealing with this crazy guy who's like trying to, I guess, get a free pizza out of him, which with the level of crazy that was going on, I would just give it to him, like, just, please just get out, like, just go.
that's
on.
Probably what he was counting on.
Yeah, and there was another white gentleman who came in after me, and we were all kind of like waiting in like a pseudo line, right? And the event that caused the just complete cascade of failure was this guy just walks up to the counter while the dude's like talking to the girl and like picks up his pizza and like pays for it somehow. So the lady at the counter just skipped me and the African American woman who had just come in right like before them, and the lady that had just come in right next to me just lost her shit. And like there was just chaos, and like everybody was like screaming at each other, and I'm just sitting there kind of chuckling, like I'm just like, I can't believe like how insane this is. And the children of the Indian couple were just losing their minds. I have no idea, like they were done. I mean, kids, they get nuts after a point, and if they haven't slept, they just lose their shit, right? So the guy who had picked up his pizza set it down on the like the bench, and this is a tiny Pizza Hut. I mean, it's like the size of, I mean, God, it was like maybe 15 feet wide, and like the space where there was just enough room for a bench and a vending machine on the other side of the counter. It was one of the, just pop in and pick up your pizza type things. And the children, when the guy set down his pizza, the white guy, not the Indian couple, the children reach in the box, grab the 2 slices of pizza, and literally run out the door. And and like I was so just blown away. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And like he so the white guy goes chasing him, and then the black woman's like just screaming at him like that they stole his shit. And then it was great because like I with the Indian guy, without missing a beat, watched it all happen, slowly just turns back to the lady at the counter and continues arguing about the free pizza they didn't get. And like it was just like I'm sitting there and I was like, look, listen to me. I like stopped everybody. I was like, look, I just wanted to thank everyone here for what might be the greatest cascade of human failure I've ever seen in my life. So I'm just gonna not pick up the pizza because thankfully I guess it was like since I actually called it in instead of doing it online, it was like pay when you pick it up. So I never got it, so I didn't pay for it. So like wow. I couldn't believe it. Like I left and I sat in my car for a minute and I was like, I don't know what I just witnessed. Like I can't properly process like the events that just transpired. I saw an Indian man and his wife screaming at somebody. I saw Indian children stealing pizza. I saw a black woman just shouting at the top of her lungs at this white guy for whatever. I was like, I don't know what just happened. Like I was like, I have no clue. And I was like, oh, it's good to live in the South where we have people from all kinds of walks of life. Like it was just like I was like, I don't know. I really don't know what just happened, but okay. I'll live.
You're lucky you weren't impaired in any pharmaceutical sense.
No, I was not. And you know what? Had I been, I probably would have just sat there and laughed for the next 30 minutes. I couldn't. I could barely keep that in. No, it was a nightmare. Yeah, I know Vagrant says you saw all order in society fall apart for a solid 10 minutes. Like that's basically what it was. And it was all over pizza, which I'm just like, God, it's horrible. That's
the apocalyptic pizza trip.
Pretty much, yeah. I just couldn't. I couldn't even process it. I know we haven't talked about Darkest Dungeon. I'm sitting to talk about Pizza Hut, but that was probably the last time I went to a Pizza Hut. I was like, I don't think I'm doing this again. I'm not even that crazy about your pizza. 2, or B rather, I'm just not. I'm not gonna subject myself to that again because I feel like I'll just be disappointed.
I fear you're enabling me because this is exactly the reason that I never leave the house.
Yeah, I'll stick with delivery from here on out. Like I have no passion or desire to just visit a Pizza Hut anymore. I think I'm good. I think I'll just order in if I'm gonna do it. I guess. Just give up on that.
They deliver, don't they, or do they?
They do, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think them and Domino's just pioneered the delivery market in like the 80s and 90s. Man, they had like a death grip on that, and that's probably why so many people even recognize them as a brand was because of that. So,
yep.
I'm trying to remember like a thing in the 80s that didn't have like some type of mention, like if it was like anything geared towards like children or teenagers, some type of mention of Pizza Hut. Like I think back to like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies and things like that, and how like proliferate pizza was in the delivery of anything in those movies, and they were huge back then. So it's like, it's like it played such a huge role in that period of America. Clearly, God,
part of your formative years.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's Pizza Hut changed who I was. It changed. It made me into the man I've become today.
After an experience like that, I can believe it.
Absolutely, yes. It's definitely something. That's for sure.
So you said you live in the South. Where in the South do you live?
I was born in South Carolina. I've actually lived here my entire life.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually live in the capital. So I actually, you were saying something about Connecticut earlier, which I've actually visited Connecticut before, and it is gorgeous, like just amazing.
That's funny because I was going to say I've had my eye on the Carolinas for a while. I'm signed up on Zillow, the real estate app, and I'm looking at the relocating down in your neighborhood sometime soon. So
That's you might as well. It's a fantastic place to live. It really is. I would recommend South Carolina over North Carolina, to be completely honest. North Carolina has made some interesting decisions in the past couple years. I don't know what they're doing. Their local branches of government have probably lost their minds. Like I remember one time I think North Carolina was trying to implement a recognized state religion, and I was like, guys, that's like rule number 1. You can't do that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
They gave that a shot.
Time to go back to 8th grade civics class and get a handle on that. What do they call that? The Constitution.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I remember reading that. And I was like, oh no, that's not. You can't do that. I'm sorry, man. You can put whatever crazy taxes and crap you want on emissions or whatever, man. But I was like, you can't do this. Like, you can't do this. I'm sorry. So they've made some pretty stupid decisions, but I think for the most part, South Carolina's been pretty. The older I get, the more I realize that it's actually a really great state to be in, because it's got everything you would need in, like, some of the downtown areas of, like, Greenville and like Columbia and places like that. There's just there's a lot of, like, that city-esque life, but you can get away from it because there's a lot of, like, suburbs and things like that. So.
How come you don't have a southern accent per se?
I've actually wondered that myself. A lot of people. It's funny because if I go really far west, or if I go up north, people are like, "Oh my God, your accent!" And I'm like, "What accent? I don't." It confuses me. But, like, because when I hear southern accent, like, I'm thinking of, like, some friends I've known who grew up in the country. They drove a huge red truck, and they're like, "Hey man, I'm coming out on whatever," right? This insane, this insane accent. I do hear that a lot, though. They're like, what happened to your accent? I was like, I don't know, man. I could make some guesses.
You sound more like California to me.
Oh, Wayne, that hurts.
I'm teasing.
That hurts. I can't. Not there's anything wrong with California. I mean, it's actually a very beautiful place. I did make the comment, though, when I came back. I went to TwitchCon recently, so I actually went out to San Diego, and I was like, I'd say if San Diego had two like hallmarks or like, I guess, state treasures, it would be white women and chihuahuas, because that's all that's all that's there, apparently. Like, I remember I was on the street and I was like, if I see one more damn chihuahua that's in a purse of a white woman, I'm going to lose my mind. I was just like, I can't, man.
And if you're in the right neighborhood, they also the women wear those armored bikinis.
Absolutely, those are in style right now. I believe the Kardashians are into that right now or something. I'm sure. they're totally into it. Yeah, oh man. There's something chat's actually talking about. There was this there's this crazy thing we found recently, and I actually wanted to get your opinion on this. There was apparently this company. I don't even remember where they were based, but they ran this campaign on milk cartons in, like, I guess, like the 90s. I'm actually, I'm gonna send you a picture of this on Skype. I gotta get your opinion on this here. So and try to, if you could help me make sense of this, and to maybe take a stab at what in God's green earth they were shooting for. The creature was called Milkwalker, and it's just this. I'm trying to find a good picture of it because they're all fucking terrible.
Wow, Milkwalker.
Milkwalker, and he was like a kid-friendly, I guess, attempt at something. I really don't know. Chad, if anybody has any of that in Discord, if you could send me a good image of the Milkwalker carton, because this was a real thing, and it has just perplexed us. Like, we have officially just can't figure it out. And I'm gonna wait here. Somebody send me a good one of this. Oh God.
Sounds like a combination of I don't know, Dairy and The Walking Dead.
It's probably worse, to be completely honest with you. I'm not sure what was going on in their minds with this one here. Come on, guys. Does nobody have a picture of Milkwalker? We've literally been talking about it, like, for an entire week. Nobody has a picture of Milkwalker. God damn it. Oh, I'm upset. To the Google. This has gone from Darkest Dungeon talk with Wayne June to discussing what in God's name this this creature is. So this is the actual image. I'm gonna send you this via Skype here. So again, if you could weigh in on this and tell me what on earth they were shooting for with this creature. I mean, it looks like an eldritch nightmare to me.
Okay.
But
Okay, something came through there. Boom, boom,
hey,
boom.
Aeroclaytonian, how's it going? And also Mr. Huggles with the Mr. Huggles was actually the one who cued me into this because he donated $1. He says, "Where you live, stay safe," which is what the creature asks on the milk carton, and I just don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, I just opened it. Holy cow!
I mean, could you weigh in on this and maybe give some insight as to where they were trying to go?
Oh, I don't know, boy.
Like it's the most terrifying mascot ever made for anything, and I was just like,
I
you
know.
what?
It looks like some like 50s B movie science fiction monster thing.
I know, right? I don't get it. Like I can't. So I figured I'd ask the man who has narrated Lovecraftian horror to weigh in on this disgusting nightmare that just showed up in my Discord one day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's frightening. I'll have to spend some time on it and see if I can spend some time on it and give it a voice. You know.
Oh, that would probably complete my life, to be completely honest. I feel like things I need in my life is Wayne June's narration of the ancient milk walker.
They actually called it a milk walker.
Yeah, it's called Milk Walker. That was apparently its name. Now the real like outlandish part of this, right, is so this went away for a long time, and then I guess a couple of years back on the internet, somebody found a picture of it, right, and they reached out to the company who is still around. And they said, like, what on earth is this thing? And they actually responded. They're like, we actually have no idea who originally drew this. Because they wanted to know who on earth created this abomination. And no one knows. Like, even the company has no clue. They have no idea who did this. So,
I think there's a horror audiobook in there somewhere.
I'd imagine so.
The people that came up
with the milk walker concept have vanished from the face of the earth. Even the original company, the dairy farmers, don't know where they went.
This could go somewhere.
Wayne, we could do this. I believe we could storm the internet. Tell you what, I'm gonna get a writer on it. And I'll have him send you the script. We're gonna do
absolutely.
The legacy of Milk Walker. God, I just felt the need to bring that up because I know people were talking about it. I'm just like, man, I don't know what this is, and I feel like I actually feel like I need to get the opinion of anyone who gets to see it.
I would love to see Chris incorporate him into Darkest Dungeon. Can you imagine a Barasa version of Milk Walker?
Yeah, that might be the most terrifying thing. I mean, it's already the most terrifying thing I've ever seen, and Chris has a good way of horrifying things up a little bit. So I would imagine that would be quite terrible to see that. I'd love to just see it as a random spawn in the final mission of Darkest Dungeon, and the Darkest Dungeon itself. It just shows up with its disgusting arms, and you're just like, oh god, what is this? What is this thing?
That would be the perfect end to the whole Darkest Dungeon mythos. Would be an encounter with
the Milk Walker.
That'd be great.
Oh my, that would again, things I could probably chalk up on a list of it's cool for me to die now because I've seen it all kind of thing. So I'm just I'm good to go. I think after that I'll be like, yep, all right, cool. We've seen it all. There's no way life can get any better than this. So I actually haven't gotten let's see. I actually have not got. I think we've actually caught up on all of our questions finally. So if anybody has any new ones who thought we wouldn't get to them, more than welcome to hook us up. Wayne, I don't know how long you're in for, or if you're still doing all right, or if you needed to head out soon. It's totally up to you.
No, I got about 15 minutes or so before I gotta actually get to work. I got
Cool. All right.
people clamoring, so.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. It's simply a little bit of time for a couple more questions and all that stuff. And again, I mean, I know we're not ending now, but I do appreciate you coming on the show, Wayne. It's been,
thanks for having me. It's a blast.
It's been amazing, and getting your fantastic entry on this. I don't even remember what country it was for. It was like Danish or it's something insane. Like I don't even remember where it came from. And I wanted to attribute maybe it's like its weirdness to, you know, maybe a lack of understanding of English or something like I don't know. You know, it's whatever, I guess. What is this here? What does this tell something about the music? Oh, right. So Stealth actually asked, he said, you mentioned music earlier. What kind of music were you doing? And do you have any interesting stories from that time that are safely past the statute of limitations?
Yeah. As far as music goes, I started out when
Smoke
I was
weed every day.
10 years old. I got my first drum set, and by the time I was 12, I was in my first working band. And you know, we did like high school dances and things, and did like rock covers. Went through a couple of bands, and by the time I got into a real working band, I was 16, and we're pretty much going up and down the northeast coast from Maine to all of New England to New York and New Jersey, and playing nightclubs and playing bars basically, and spent a lot of time doing that.
Smoke weed every day.
Playing Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and all sorts of you know, ancient heavy music from like the from the 70s, and it all came to a head really probably in around 2000. I got a gig with a blues guitar player who's actually a really big deal, named Johnny Winter. If you're not familiar with him, look him up, because he was one of the greats of the 70s blues and rock and roll scene, and actually toured the world with him in his band, did several European tours and played every state in the Union. And I did that for about 7 years, played on one of his albums called I'm a Blues Man, and I got to play with a lot of people. He was one of my heroes when I was a kid, you know, long hair and going to concerts and, you know, smoking doobies and listening to FM radio, and Johnny Winter was there, his brother Edgar Winter, Rick Derringer, played with a lot of guys from that era through playing with Johnny, and it was kind of thrilling for me. You know, he's one of my heroes when I was growing up, and here I am in his band. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. He passed away about 2 years ago. He was 70 years old, and he was on the road at the time. I was out of the band by then, but that was kind of that's the way he wanted things. You know, he wanted to be working. He wanted to be out on the road when his end came, and he got his wish. And so that was kind of a happy and poignant ending for him. But he's got millions of fans worldwide, and quite a community of people that like his music. So to have been able to hook up and correspond with them, you know, it's just it was a great honor playing with him. I've told this story before, not recently, but we used to travel. You know, we'd go to like we'd go to England and do 3 or 4 dates in different areas, and then go to Scotland, and then go across the pond there and go to France and Belgium and Germany and Spain, and we'd be on the road for an extended period of time. And I always made an effort to try and be able to communicate at least the simplest things, because I didn't want to be like the ugly American abroad who's got his nose in the air and he's like, oh, you don't speak English, but I'm in their country, so I want to learn how to say where's the bathroom in their their language, So I always made an effort. I would get a phrase book of some sort, and I was always particularly proud of. If we were driving through a city and I'd see a street sign or a sign on a building or a store sign or a billboard or something, and if I had some inkling or intuition of what it was talking about, it's like, oh wow, I'm getting pretty good. That I know for a fact that's a delicatessen, and we're in Berlin, and I know what delicatessen is, So anyway, our hours were kind of grueling too, because we'd play a show at night, and then get in the van or the bus, and drive for 4 or 5 or 6 hours, check into a hotel, and then get booted out of the hotel at 11 the next morning, and then hang out and then go play the gig, and then you're driving again. So I'm kind of dazed. It's like 11:30 in the morning, and I'm leaving my hotel room and dragging my suitcase behind me, walking down the hall, heading to the elevator, and I see a sign. There's a telephone on the wall, and I see a sign, and it says auto dial desk. And I'm like, wow, I am really getting good at this, because I just I put those 3 words together. I bet you if I pick that up, I bet you that would hook you up with the concierge or the front desk, and it just automatically hook you up with the management, and that's great. I am so proud of myself. And then the elevator door opens on the ground floor, and I walk out and notice that I'm in Florida. So I can speak Floridian now if you ever need a translator.
Oh, that's pretty handy. I mean, there's some crazy shit that goes down in Florida. We don't actually claim them as the South. Let that be known. They're
but evidently they have their own language. It's called English, I understand. So.
Yeah, it's a new thing. Or I think people are still getting used to it. I know I am. I can barely English good. So
you talk pretty.
you talk real pretty. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah. I thought I was in, I don't know, I thought I was in, Germany or the Czech Republic or something, and that I just like busted the code and knew what it's saying. I'm in, Miami somewhere. Thank you. I'm such an idiot.
That's pretty great. I love stuff like that, man. And I guess we maybe have time for one more question here. This one actually comes from Flocky. Before I actually asked that one, I asked chat beforehand not to just basically spam the hell out of you with requests to say things, because I know people are probably excited to hear that. But I don't know if that's something you wanted to take a couple minutes before you head out to maybe fulfill a couple requests in chat for that. I could link them to you, but if not, it's totally fine. But the question was, do you think you'll do any more Lovecraft audiobooks? I'd love to see more of the Dream Cycle stories read in your voice.
Yeah, I've been that's been like a pet wannabe project for me for a long time. I was telling you earlier before we went live that I've done 6 volumes of Lovecraft stuff, and there's still a ton more, and I would love to do the entire catalog. It's just a matter of making the time to do it, because that being a project of my own and in and of itself, it wouldn't be something that would immediately have a paycheck attached to it. So, you know, I got to figure out if there's a wide interest in it, and see if I can learn how to put together a Kickstarter and maybe get a project going. But short answer, yes, I would love to, and I'm planning to at some time, but I can't say it's, you know, on the immediate horizon. But I would love to do that if I find that there's enough people interested in it. I'd love to do the whole Lovecraft catalog. And
I think there probably would be. I mean, even if you leveraged, you know, some of your fans from Darkest Dungeon, I feel like you'd, especially if you worked. I know Chris and them utilized Kickstarter for the Darkest Dungeon campaign. I feel like if you did that, you'd probably hit your goal for it pretty quick. I couldn't imagine people not wanting to. I mean, I'd love to hear it. I'd definitely throw some money into that for sure, because that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and it would be kind of a dream come true for me, because I mean, Lovecrafting is kind of you know, that's my thing. You know, Lovecraft is my jam. You know.
No, I can definitely get behind that. Everybody's got something that, you know, they kind of is like super important to them, and, you know, their goal, I guess, to work towards and all that stuff. So that makes complete sense, given your work in the past and some of your experiences early on from what you were talking about earlier. So that's pretty great. And I guess it's probably gonna be our last question there, so we can let Wayne get out of here, because I know he's got stuff he's got to do, of course. But I did want to say, you know, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been fantastic. This has been a great time. It's absolutely what I thought it would be and more. You're a fantastic person, so, you know.
Well, I thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity, and you know, letting me chew your ear off. And anytime you've got you know, nothing better to do, just give me a shout. I'd be happy to be on it.
Wayne. Well, maybe we'll start a podcast where we can talk about terrible life decisions early in our lives. Just, Just start a podcast on that and just call it bad life choices.
or bad life advice. You know, between the two of us.
Just bad life advice. Period.
Yeah, between the two of us, I'm sure we could come up with some like horrible ideas for people to put into practice, and we could watch what the results would be. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody give some bittersweets out for Wayne in chat there. Thank you again for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. And this is actually Wayne's Twitter right here if you want to follow him there. If you want to go see what he's up to all the time.
Yeah, find me somewhere. I'm all over social media. I got music on SoundCloud. I've got pictures on Pinterest, and I'm everywhere. So, I mean, find something that floats your boat, and I'm there. And find me and chat me up.
All right. Well, it sounds good, Wayne. I'll let you get out of here, and thank you again for coming on, man. And I guess we'll see you maybe next time.
Okay, Nick. Be good, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye. Well, there we have it, everybody. That was Wayne June, the voice of the legend. I'm so glad we got him to weigh in on Milkwalker, like the really important topics, right? It's pretty fantastic there. But Mario Sack with the $5 says, "Fuck, I came too late. I wanted to see if he'd say the big bad Beetleborg." Maybe next time.